Okay, let's proceed to the second section of 2025 Waec mathematics question. That is question. Let's start with question 6. In a certain year, the consumption pattern of electricity charges in a town was as follows. The cost of the first 30 units was $1 per unit. The cost of the next 30 units was $7 per unit. The cost of each additional unit was $5. Now, if Amaka used 420 units of electricity in January that year, calculate the amount paid. The second question, if Amaka paid $2,740 in the month of February, calculate the numbers of units of electricity consumed. And the third question, we have to find, correct to 2 decimal places, the percentage change in units of electricity consumed by Amaka in January and February. Okay, now let's start by writing out the information that we are given in the question 6. In a certain year, please pay attention. In a certain year, the consumption pattern of electricity charge in a town is as follows. The first 30 units was $1 per unit. So the first 30 units is $1 per unit. Okay, for the first 30 units. The second 30 units, the cost is $7 per unit. Okay, then additional cost, like the cost of additional units. So additional units, the cost of additional units is $5 per unit. Okay, now please pay attention. If Amaka used 420 units of electricity in January that year, so the unit used by Amaka, that's the first question. They want us to calculate. We are told that Amaka consumed 420 units of electricity in January. So the unit used by Amaka in the month of January. In January, that month is what? 420 units. 420 units. Now, we have to calculate the amount she paid. Okay? The question is simple. You see, this question is word problem, you understand? But you just have to be, you have to pay attention to the details of the question. So, Amaka consumed this unit in the month of January that year. We are asked to calculate the cost that she paid. Now, listen to me. Let's start the solution by finding the cost of the first 30 units. Hello? Listen. The total unit of electricity that Amaka consumed in the month of January is what? 420, you know? Now, we want to start by calculating the unit that she consumed. The first 30 units that she consumed. We want to calculate the price. So, let's start. The first 30 units consumed by Amaka will be what? Because the first 30 units, the cost of the first 30 units is what? $1 per unit. So the first 30 units consumed by Amaka will be 30 units multiplied by $1. You understand? That will be what? 30 times $1. That is what? $30. So the cost of the first 30 units consumed by Amaka is $30. Now, the next 30 units, let's call it the second 30 units. The second 30 units will be 30 multiplied by $7 because in the question we've been given that we are told that the first 30 units, the cost of the first 30 units is what? $1. Are you getting it? $1 per unit. Now, the cost of the next 30 units will be $7 per unit. So, having consumed 30 units of electricity, we know that we are looking for 420, right? The goal is to calculate the cost of 420 units of electricity. Now, we first calculate the first 30 units as what? $30 because in the question we've been given that for the first 30 units that the customer purchased, you are going to pay $1 per unit. So that will be what? 30 times $1. That is what? $30. But the cost of the next 30 units will be $7 per unit. So we want to calculate the next 30 units. That will be what? 30 times 7. So I'm going to have 30 times $7, that is $210. Do you understand? Okay, it's simple. Now, how many units have we calculated? We have calculated for 60 units now. The cost of 60 units will be $210 plus $30, right? That is $240, right? So the cost of 60 units that Amaka consume is $240. We are not done with the question, okay? Now you are going to subtract 60 from 420. Are you getting it? 60 units. The cost of 60 units is what? $240. But Amaka consume more than 60 units. You understand what I'm saying? So you are going to calculate the cost of the remaining unit. You have to subtract 60 units from 420 units. Are you getting it? Because in the question, we've been given that the additional unit, pay attention. Let's say that you decide to buy 90 Congos of rice. Are you getting it? From a market. And in the market, you are told that the cost of the first 30 Congo is $1. I mean, the cost of the first 30 Congo of rice is $1 per unit. For the next 30 Congo that you're going to be purchasing is $7 per unit. And the cost of additional Congo that you're going to be purchasing is $5 per unit. Now, how much are you going to pay for the cost of 90 Congo? For the first 30 Congo, you are paying $30, right? Yes. For the next 30 Congo, you are paying 30 times 7, because the cost for the next 30, it will be what? $7 per unit, right? You are paying 30 times 7. 30 times 7 is what? 210. Is that not it? That means that you are paying $210. Now, you have already purchased 60 Congo, right? How many Congo is left? That is what? 30. Are you getting it? That means that you need 30 more Congo to balance up to 90. And since you've been told that the trader told you that if you want to purchase additional Congo, you are going to be paying $5 per Congo. Are you getting it? That means that you're going to multiply the remaining numbers of Congo that you want to purchase by $5. Now, you cannot get the remaining numbers of Congos of rice that you need unless you subtract the one that you have already purchased from the one that from the total numbers of Congo that you want. Do you understand it now? So if you want 30 Congo and you have already purchased 60 Congo, 90 minus 60 Congo, that is the remaining amount of the remaining numbers of Congo that you need more. Is that not it? And that is 30 Congo. So to get the cost of the 30 Congo, you have to take the product of the price per unit by the numbers of Congo that is left to make it 90, and that is 30. 30 times 5 is 150. Do you understand? I just cited that example so as to help you to understand what we are doing here. Okay? This is the cost of the first 30 units, the cost of the second 30 units. Now, if you consume 30 and 30, and that is not enough, if you want to purchase, if you need more additional units, you are paying $5 per unit. Now, a girl named Amaka consumed 420 units in the month of January. Okay? Now, we are asked to calculate the cost of that 420 units. So, I start the solution by finding the cost of the first 30. The cost of the first 30 will be 30 times 1. That is what? $30. Because in the question, we've been given that the first 30 units, the household is going to pay $1 per unit. So, now for the second 30, the cost per unit is $7. I calculated the cost of the next 30 also. Having calculated the first 30, I calculate the second 30. Do you understand? And because in the question, we've been given that the cost of the second 30 units is $7 per unit. So I'm going to multiply 30 by 7. That is what? 210. So I got the cost of the first 30 and the second 30. Now, because in the question, we are also told that the cost of additional units is $5 per unit. I know that Amaka did not consume 60 units of electricity, because in the question, in the month of January, we are told that she consumed 420 units. So I need the rest of the unit so that I can multiply it by 5 to get the cost. Are you getting it? And to get the rest of the unit of electricity that Amaka consumed in the month of January, I need to subtract 60 from 420. Do you understand? The remaining unit or additional units. Additional units consumed by Amaka. Additional units consumed by Amaka will be 420 units minus 60 units. Do you understand? You see, this is the equation. This is the equation. This is what I'm looking for. The cost of 420 units will be equals to the cost of 420 units will be equals to the cost of the first 30 unit plus the cost of the second 30 unit plus the cost of additional units. You understand? The cost of the first 30 plus the cost of the second 30 plus the cost of additional units of electricity that she consumed in the month of January. So just pay attention. For this now, I'm going to have 420 minus 60. That is 360. Okay. So the additional units that Amaka consumed is what? 360 units, right? Yes. Now, the cost of additional unit is $5 per unit. That is, for a single unit, so you are paying $5. Now, for 360 units, you are going to be paying 360 times 5. Are you getting it? So the cost of the additional unit, will be $5 times 360. Are you getting it? $1,800. $1,800. So the cost of the additional unit, which is 360, is what? $1,800. Now, from this equation, the cost of 420 units will be the cost of the first 30. The cost of the first 30 is what? $30. So I'm going to have $30 plus the cost of the second 30. The cost of the second 30 units is what? $210. $210 plus the cost of the additional unit. The cost of the additional unit is what? $1,800. So $1,800. Do you understand it now? You can see that it's simple. All you have to do is just pay attention to the details of the question and then simplify it. This is just word problem. Are you getting it? So you have to be well familiar with the with questions, likely questions that you can encounter in exam by practicing more questions. Do you understand? And why do repeat this word problem question? Are you getting it? Like, they do repeat it in their if you check the previous exam, you are going to encounter many questions as pertaining this concept, word problem. So there is no way you can escape it in the exam. Make sure you master it. Do you understand? Okay, now let's sum this together. $30 plus 210, that is $240. Okay, $240 plus 1,800, that is $2,040. So the amount of the unit of electricity that Amaka consumed in the month of January is $2,040. Do you understand? $2,040. $2,040. Do you understand the solution now? Okay. So now let's proceed to the second question under that question. If Amaka paid $2,740 in the month of February, calculate the number of units of electricity that she consumed. Okay, if Amaka paid amount paid by Amaka in the month of February is $2,740. You know, now we are looking for the units of electricity that she consumed in the month of February. Okay, this one is for January. You know, this is the amount that she paid for 420 units of electricity in the month of January. So now we are given the amount that she paid for the month of February. We are looking for the unit of electricity that she consumed. Okay, please pay attention. To solve this second question, let us first calculate the cost of the first 30 units. You understand? The first 30 units that she consumed in the month of February. Please pay attention. The cost of the first 30 units that she consumed in the month of February will be what? First 30 units. First 30 units will be $30 or 30 times $1. That is what? $30, right? Yes, $30. Now, the second 30 units that Amaka consumed in the month of February will be 30 times $7. Are you getting it? Because the cost of $1, the cost of 1 unit now is what? $7, and the cost of 30 units will be what? Will be $7. So I mean $7 times 30, that is what? $210. $210. So please pay attention. Add this and this together. Add, how many units have we gotten like this? That is 60 units, right? So the cost of 60 units is what? $240. The cost of 60 units is $240. Now, please pay attention. Pay attention, please. If the cost of 60 units is $240, let the total units that Amaka consumed in the month of February be X. You understand? Let the total unit of electricity that Amaka consumed in the month of February be X. You understand? Now, we've already gotten the cost of 60 units. Are you getting it? How many units will it remain? That will be what? X minus 60 units. Do you understand? If you understand, listen to the explanation again. The amount for X units of electricity consumed by Amaka is 2,740. Are you getting it? The cost of X unit is what? $2,740. The price is $2,740, you know. Now, I first calculate the 460 units that she consumed. You understand? The cost of the 460 units is what? $240. Are you getting it? Now, how many units will it remain? It will remain X minus 60 units because the total unit that she consumed in the month of February is X. So we've already calculated the cost of the 460 units, which is what? $240. So the remaining unit will be X minus 60 units. Is that not it? Now, if the cost of X unit is $2,740 and the cost of 60 units is $240, that means that the cost of the remaining unit will be $2,740 minus $240. Do you understand? See, this thing is simple. If you want to get it right, pay attention to the question itself. Are you getting it? The first step is that represent the total unit of electricity that Amaka consumed in the month of February as X. Having done that, calculate the cost of the 460 units. Are you getting it? If X is the total unit of electricity that Amaka consumed in the month of February, the remaining unit will be what? X minus the cost that you have already calculated. Are you getting it? Now, because we have already subtracted 60 units from the total unit, and the cost of total unit is what? $2,740. That means that we are going to be subtracting the cost of the 60 units also from the total cost. Do you understand? So that's what I did. I just subtract $240, which is the cost of 60 units, from the total cost, which is $2,740. Do you understand? So for this, I'm going to have X minus 60 is equals to $2,500. Now, the cost of, please pay attention, this cost that you see here is the cost of the remaining unit, and the remaining unit, having subtracted 60 units, is what? X minus 60. So the cost of the remaining unit will be $5 times the remaining unit of electricity that she consumed. Do you understand? Since the cost of additional unit is $5 per unit, you understand? Now, Amaka consumed the first 30 units, she consumed the second 30 units. She still consumed additional units. The additional unit is X minus 60 units, you understand? Now, the cost of X minus 60 units is $2,500, you understand? And this cost will be multiplied by $5. That is what I'm trying to say. $5 multiplied by the additional unit that she consumed will give us $2,500. Do you get it now? So having arrived at this equation, you can get the value of X. What do? Divide both by $5. Is that not it? So I'm going to have this over $5 and this over $5. Are you getting it? So I'm going to have X minus 60 is equals to 500. Okay, so X is equals to 500 plus 60. X is equals to 560. Do you understand now? So the unit of electricity that Amaka consumed in the month of February is 560 units. Do you understand it? You can see that it's simple. All it required is that you just have to pay attention to the details of the question. Okay, the first one, we are given the unit that she consumed. We are asked to calculate the cost of that unit. The cost of 420 units is this. This is the cost of 420 units. Now, in the second question, we are given the amount that she paid, the cost that she paid for a so unit of electricity. We are asked to calculate that unit of electricity that she consumed. And I said that let that unit be X. Are you getting it? So, because we've been given different prices for the first 30 and the second 30, I first calculated the first 30 and the second 30, the cost of it is $240, right? So the remaining unit will be what? X minus 60 units, because the cost of the first 60 units is $240. So I subtracted this cost from the total cost. I arrive at this. This price that you see here is the product of the additional unit multiplied by the cost per unit. You understand? And the cost per unit for the additional unit is what? $5. So $5 multiplied by the additional unit that she consumed will give us $2,500. So I divide this by $5. I get the value of X as 560 units. So the answer here, the units consumed for the month of February is 560 units. Okay, I'm very sure you understand the question. I mean, you understand the solution. Now let's proceed to the third question under that question. Okay, the third question, we are asked to find, correct to two decimal places, the percentage change in the unit of electricity consumed by Amaka in January and February. Okay, please pay attention. Percentage change in the unit of electricity consumed between the month of January and February. Okay, how do we get the percentage change? This is the formula. Percentage change is equals to new value minus old value all over old value multiplied by 100. Okay, multiplied by 100. Are you getting it? New value minus old value over old value times 100. Okay, percentage change will now be equals to, now the new value, please pay attention, percentage change in units. In the month of January, the units for the month of January is what? Is 420 units, 420 units. And the unit for the month of February is 560 units. So if I want to do the percentage change in units, I'm going to have percentage change in units is equals to 560 minus 420 all over 420 multiplied by 100. Do you understand what I did? And you can also put it like this: change in the change in value. You understand? The change all over whole value times 100. Are you getting it? So for this now, the percentage change will be 140 all over 420 times 100. Okay, so the answer is 1 over 3 times 100. 1 over 3 times 100 is what? 33.33%. That is the solution to that question. Do you understand? Okay, so that is the solution to that question. To do, you see, the question says we should correct to two decimal places. You understand? So to do decimal places, the answer is this. That is the solution to question 6. Yaro drove from a town, Ganja, to Banja. After 2 hours in the journey, he observed that if he had covered, oh God, please pay attention. I don't see the question. Okay. Yaro drove from a town, Ganja, to Banja. After 2 hours in the journey, he observed that he had covered 80 kilometers and realized that if he continued driving at same average speed, he would end up being late for 15 minutes. If he decided to increase the average speed by 10 kilometers per hour, he would arrive at Banga at 36 minutes earlier. Find the distance between Gaja and Banga. You can see that this is also likely question under what problem. You understand? So your ability to interpret question is crucial if you want to solve this question. So please pay attention. Yaro drove from a town, Gaja, to Banga. Okay, let us represent the distance. Gaja, this is Gaja, and this is Baga. Okay, after 2 hours in the journey, he observed that he had covered 80 kilometers. Okay, now he starts from Gaja. Are you getting it? Now, after 2 hours, let's call this place maybe 2 hours. You understand? 2 hours. He has covered a distance. He observed that he has covered a distance of 80 kilometers. After 2 hours, he observed that he has covered a distance of 80 kilometers. So 2 hours. 2 hours in the journey, he covered this distance. Now, he now thought to himself that, if I continue to drive at this average speed, I'm going to end up being late. That's the first statement. You have to interpret that one. If he continues to drive at this rate, at this speed, he's going to be late for 15 minutes. Now, the meaning of that is that the speed that he was using, are you getting what I'm trying to say? Yago's speed before is what? Distance over time. That is 80 kilometers all over 2 hours. Are you getting it? That is what? 40 kilometers per hour. Are you getting it? The question says that if he continued to drive at the same average speed, he would end up being late for 15 minutes. Now, listen to me. The distance from this point to this point is 80 kilometers. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? And the time that he used to cover the distances was 2 hours. Now, speed is distance over time. Speed is equals to distance over time. So, I want to calculate the speed that he was using. So, the speed is 80 kilometers all over 2 hours. That is 40 kilometers per hour. If he continued driving at this rate, are you getting it? If he continues at 40 kilometers per hour, he's going to be late for 15 minutes. Is that not it? That means that he's going to spend additional 15 minutes on the journey. Are you getting it? Okay. Please pay attention. If he continue at this speed, 40 kilometers per hour, he's going to be late for 15 minutes. Please pay attention. Convert 15 minutes to hours. 1 hour is equals to 60 minutes. So X hour is equals to 15 minutes. X is equals to 15 over 60. That is 1 over 4. So X is equals to 0.25 hours. Do you understand? Okay. Now, if Yahweh is late for 15 minutes, that means that he's going to spend additional 15 minutes on the journey. Do you understand? So let's call the time that is going to use to cover this distance. Let's call the time that is going to use to cover this distance. Let us call it T1. You understand? It's simple. You see, I'm just trying to interpret the question for you so that you can get the calculation correctly. Do you understand? I want to help you to interpret the question so that you can get the calculation correctly. Now, let's call the time that is going to use to cover this distance T1. Now, because Yago will spend additional 15 minutes on the journey, and we've already converted the 15 minutes to hours. That means that we are going to the time is going to use to cover this journey will be T1 plus 0.25 hours. You understand? It's simple. For this, I'm going to have 40 kilometer speed equals to distance over time. Let the distance be d. So the continuous speed is equals to distance over time. 40 kilometer, 40 is equals to distance all over time. Now the time will now be T1 or T plus 0.25. And the reason why we are adding 0.25 is because Yaro will spend additional 15 minutes on the journey if we continue at the average speed of 40 kilometers per hour. Do you understand? So we have to add that time. Are you getting it? We have to add that time now. Now, for the next statement, if he decided to increase the speed by 10 kilometers per hour, now he was driving at an average speed of 40 kilometers per hour before. Now he now noticed that if I decide to continue at this speed, I'm going to be late for 15 minutes. That means that he's going to spend additional 15 minutes on the journey. Now, if he increased the speed by 10 kilometers per hour, the question says he would arrive at Banga 36 minutes. Now, increase the speed by 10 kilometers per hour. He's going to arrive early at It's going to arrive to Banga at 36 minutes earlier. So that will reach 36 minutes earlier. So if the speed is increased from 40 kilometer, if the speed is increased by 10 kilometer, the initial speed that he was driving is what? 40 kilometer per hour. You understand? I just told you how I calculate the distance. I mean, how I calculate the speed. Speed is distance over time. 80 kilometer divided by 2 hours. That is 40 kilometer per hour. So if the speed is increased by 10 kilometer, the new speed will be 40 kilometer per hour plus 10 kilometer per hour. 10 kilometer per hour. So the new speed is 50 kilometer per hour. So 50 kilometer per hour is equals to distance all over. Please pay attention. Now, because it's going to arrive at that place at Banga, it's going to arrive at Banga earlier. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? 36 minutes earlier. The meaning is that it's going to arrive, is not going to spend, I mean, the time that is going to spend on the road is reduced by 36 minutes. So I'm going to have t minus 36 minutes. You have to convert 36 minutes to hour. You understand? You have to convert 36 minutes to hour, and 36 minutes to hour will be 36 over 60. You understand? 36 minutes to hours will be 36 over 60. Okay, so this will be what? 0.6. So we are going to subtract 0.6, t minus 0.6. Okay, so that is we have already arrived at two equations. This is equation 1 and this is equation 2. Do you understand the solution at all? Yes. So let me erase this. I'm coming. Now, with respect to the equation that we have on the board, we can easily calculate the value of d. You understand? From equation 1, make d the subject of the formula. I'm going to have d is equals to 40 multiplied by t plus 0.25, right? This is from equation 1. From equation 2, d will be equals to 50 multiplied by t minus 0.6. Is that not it? This is from equation 2. Are you getting it? Now, do you know that the distance is the same for both? The distance is the same for both journey. You understand? What makes Yago arrive earlier and late is the speed. You understand? Is the change in speed. The distance is the same for the journey. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? The distance from this point to this point is the same. So we can equate the distance here to the distance here. Do you understand? So let's call this one D2. Let's call this one D1. D1 is equals to D2 because the distance doesn't change. You understand? What changes is the speed. Are you getting it? So D1 is equals to D2. For this, I'm going to have D1 is 40 times T. 40 multiplied by T plus 0.25 is equals to 50 multiplied by T minus 0.6. You understand? So from here, we can easily determine the value. We can easily determine the value of T. Okay, to get the value of T, 40T is equals to 40 times 0.25. That is 10. 40T plus 10 is equals to, here I'm going to have 50T. Now 50 times negative 0.6. That is 30. I'm coming. Let me change the marker. Yes, that is 30 minus 30. Okay. So for left like times, I'm going to have 50T minus 40T equals to 30 plus 10. Are you getting it? So 10T is equals to 40. So T is equals to 40 all over 10. T is equals to 4. So having gotten the value of T as 4, we can easily calculate the value of D. Hello? Since you have gotten the value of T as 4, you can get the value of D. All you have to do is that just substitute the value of D, substitute the value of T into any of this equation, either D1 or D2. Do you understand? Okay, let me erase this. Let's erase this. Don't forget that equation 1 is this. This is equation 1. So let us use equation 1. From equation 1, D1 is equals to 40 multiplied by T plus 0.25. You understand? So D1 is equals to 40 multiplied. What is T? T is 4 now. I'm going to have 4 plus 0.25. Okay. So D is equals to 40 times 4.25. Okay. 40 multiplied by 4.25. That is 170. So D is equals to 170 kilometer. You understand? So the distance here is 170, sorry, 170 kilometer. And the time that he used to cover the distance is 4 hours. Do you understand? The time required to cover the distance is 4 hours. Now, if you wish to continue at 40 kilometer per hour, the time is going to be 4.25, you know. And if he continue to if he increase the speed at 50 kilometer, the distance is going to be reduced. The time is going to be reduced. You understand? By 0.6. That is 4 minus 0.6. That is 3.4. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? 3.4 hours. So I'm just explaining that to help you to understand the question. Now, so the distance here is 170 kilometers. So the total distance from Ganja to Banga, I represent Ganja as G and Banga as B. The total distance is what? 80 kilometer plus 170 kilometer. Do you understand? Sum of 80 kilometer and 170 kilometer is 250 kilometer. So the total distance from Ganja to Banga is 250 kilometers. So therefore, that's the distance between Ganja and Banga. Do you understand the solution? Okay. So if you didn't understand, you can just listen to the explanation that I did. Listen to it again and again. You see, question number 8 is on construction. You understand? So I'm going to do that one separately. Are you getting it? So let's proceed to question number 9. Miss Otto spends 1/9 of her monthly salary on rent, 1/2 on food, 1/4 on clothes, and still add $195 left. How much does she earn in a month? Okay, they gave us the summary of how Miss Otto spent her monthly salary. Now, let us represent, okay, question number 9. Let's represent the total amount that she received per month. Total amount, let us represent it as X. Let the total amount that she received in a month be X. Are you getting it? So Miss Otto spent 1/9 of her monthly salary. So the amount that she spent on rent is 1/9 of X. On rent, the amount that she spent is what? 1/9. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? That is what? X/9. Do you understand? And now she spent 1/4 on clothes. So on clothes, she spent the amount that she spent on clothes is 1/4, 1/4 of X. So that is what? X/4, you know. Now, and she still had, okay, she spent, oh, sorry, the amount that she spent on rent is 1/9, yes. Amount that she spent on food, I omit a word. I omit that of food. You understand? She spent 1/9 on rent, 1/4 on clothes. Then she spent 1/2 on food. The amount that she spent on food is 1/2 times X. That is what? X/2. This is how the question is structured. 1/9 of her monthly salary on rent, 1/2 on food, and 1/4 on clothes. You understand? But when I start the calculation, I jumped that of food. I proceed to that of clothes, but it's still the same thing. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? It's still, the solution will still give us the same thing. So you didn't have any problem with that. Are you getting it? So now, having spent all this amount on rent, clothes, and food, she still had $195 amount remaining. $195. Now we are asked to calculate the amount of money that she earns in a month. Now, to get that amount, let me cite this example. Let's say, as a worker in a firm, The total amount of money that I'm earning in a month is $1,000. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? Now, my expenses in a month, please pay attention. The total amount of money that I'm earning in a month is what? $1,000, right? Now, this is my expenses in a month is as follow. I spent $200 on shoe. I spent $500 on food. Now, do you know that the total amount of money that I'm earning, which is $1,000, will be equivalent to the amount of money that I spent in a month? Like, are you getting what I'm trying to say? Okay, I earned $1,000 in a month. I spent $200 on shoe. I spent $1,000 on clothes, right? How many, how many, what is the amount that I'm left with? That will be what? $1,000 minus $700, right? And that will give me $300. Do you know? Now, here is the conclusion of the example that I gave to you. The amount that Miss Otto earns in a month will be equals to her expenses plus the amount that she is left with. You understand? Now, the total amount that she left in a month has been represented as X. So X will be equals to her expenses. That will be what? X over 9 plus X over 4 plus X all over 2. All this plus the amount that she's left with. You understand? That is what? 195. Just like the example that I cited, that if I'm earning $1,000 in a month and I spend $500 in I spend $500 on food, then $200 on shoe. You know that I'm left with what? $300, because that would be what? $1,000 minus $700. Is that not it? Yes. So $1,000 will be equals to $500. That is the amount spent on food, plus $200, the amount spent on shoe, plus the amount that is left, that is $300. Do you understand? So the same thing that explanation that I did is the same thing I use here. He spent this on rent, this on clothes, this on food. Amount spent is the expenses out of the amount that she earns in a month, which is X. So X will be equals to the sum of the expenses that she made plus the amount that she's left with. Are you getting it? So that's how I arrive at this equation. You see, in what problem you must be able to interpret the question so as to solve. Okay. So for this now, I can easily solve for the value of X. You know, here I'm going to have X equals to X over 9 plus X over 4 plus X over 2 plus 195 all over 1. Okay, I'm coming. Let me change the marker here. Okay, now the next step is that we can take the LCM right now. I'm going to have X equals to, the LCM of this is 36. The LCM is 36, so I'm going to have 36. 36 divided by 9 is 4, right? 4 times X, that is 4X, plus 36 divided by 4, that is 9. 9 times 2 plus 9X, plus 36 divided by 2, that is 18. 18 times X, that is 18X, okay? Then 36 divided by 1, that is 36. 36 times 195, that is 7,020. 7,020. Yes, 7,020, that's correct. Okay. Now the next step is to cross multiply. Are you getting this? So I'm going to have 36x is equals to 4x plus 9x plus 18x. That will give you 31x. So I'm going to have 31x here, 31x plus 7,020. Okay. The goal is to find the value of x. So I'm going to collect like times 36x minus 31x equals to 7,020. Okay. 5x equals to 7,020, you know. To get the value of x, divide both sides by 5. This over 5 and this over 5. X is equals to 7,020 divided by 5. That is 1,404. So the value of x, which is the amount that she earns in a month, is $1,404. You understand? $1,404. Do you get the explanation? Okay, that's good. Now let's proceed to the next question, which is question 9b. That one that I did is 9a. Okay, question 9b. A sector of a circle of radius 6 cm subtends an angle of 105 degrees at the center. Calculate the perimeter, the area. Okay, calculate the perimeter, the area of the sector. Take pi equals to 22 over 7. Okay, pi equals to 22/7. The radius is what? 6 centimeter, and the theta, the value of theta is what? 105. Theta is the angle that the sector subtends at the center. Do you understand? Okay, if I want to draw the diagram now, I'm going to have a circle here. Are you getting it? This is the center of a circle. The radius is what? 6 centimeter, and the angle that it subtends is what? 105 degree. 105 degree. Okay, if I want to bring it out, I'm going to have something like this. 105. Okay, the first question says we should calculate the perimeter. Let me see. Yes, we have to calculate the perimeter of the sector. Perimeter of the sector. And we are also asked to calculate the area of the sector. Area of the sector. Now, the perimeter simply means the total length across the total length of a shape. You understand? The total length across the shape is called the perimeter. So, we want to get the perimeter. This is 6 centimeter, and since this is radius, this will also be what? 6 centimeter because it is radius. Now, I cannot get the total length across this shape if I don't know the length of this arc. You understand? I need the length of this arc before I can calculate the total length and the perimeter. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? Perimeter of the shape simply means the total length of the shape. Are you getting it? So I need the length here, which is 6 centimeter plus 6 centimeter plus this length. Are you getting it? I cannot get the perimeter without calculating this length. So I need the length of the arc. Are you getting it? Now, to calculate the length of the arc, the formula is this: theta, length of the arc, the arc length, is equals to theta all over 360 multiplied by 2 pi r. Are you getting it? Where theta is the angle that is subtended at the center. You understand? Angle that the arc subtends is called theta. So for this, I'm going to have 105 all over 360 multiplied by 2 times 22/7 multiplied by r. Now, because r has been given as 6 centimeters, so I'm going to have 6 here. Do you understand? Okay. So for this now, the length of the arc, okay, let's put it there. The arc length, the length of the arc is equals to, now let's cut. Here I'm going to have 1, I'm going to have 6, so I'm going to have 60 here. 2 here 1, 2 here 30, 7 here 1, 105 degree divided by 7, that is 15, Let me check 15. Yes, 15. So I'm going to have 15 here. Now, is there anything left? Okay, 15 here 1, 15 here 2, you understand? 2 here 1, 2 here 11. So I'm going to have 11 all over 1, 11 centimeters. That is the length of the arc. And you can also do it your way. This is what I did here. I just cut, I cut all this, and I cut the fraction. I reduced it. And this is what I did. 105 degree all over 360. You can use your calculator if you like. Times 2 times 22/7 times 6. Okay. 6 here 1, 6 in 360. That is 60, Now, 2 here 1, 2 here 30. Are you getting it? 7 here 1, 7 here 15. So I'm left with 15 here. 15 here 1, 15 here 2. Are you getting it? 2 here 1, 2 here 11. So the answer is 11 centimeter. Do you understand? So the perimeter of the sector, is equals to 2 multiplied by r plus the length of the arc. So 2 times 6 plus the length of the arc is what? 11 centimeters. So I'm going to have 11. That is what? 12 plus 11. 12 plus 11 is what? 23. So the perimeter is 23 centimeters. Do you understand? And if you don't want to use this formula, just take the sum of the total length of the shape, because this is 6 centimeter, this is 6 centimeter, this is what? 11 centimeter, which is the length of the arc. 6 plus 6, that is 12. 12 plus 11, that is what? 23. So the length and the perimeter of the sector is 23 centimeter. Okay. So now, having gotten the perimeter as 23 centimeter, let us calculate the area of the sector. To get the area of the sector, it is quite simple. This is what you need. Area is given by this formula: theta all over 360, theta over 360 multiplied by pi r squared. Do you understand? Theta over 360 multiplied by pi r squared. Now for this, okay, let's do it here. The area of the sector is equals to theta is what? 105 degree all over 360 multiplied by 22 over 7 multiplied by 6 squared. Do you understand? Okay, please pay attention. 6 squared is what? 36, right? So I'm going to have 36 here. 36, okay? 36 here 1, 36 here 10. Do you understand? Okay, 7 here 1, 7 here 15. Are you getting it? You can still reduce it. 5 here 2, 5 here 3. Do you understand? So I'm left with what? 2 here 1, 2 here 11. 11 times 3, that is what? 33. So the area of the sector is equals to 33 centimeter squared. Do you understand? And if you don't like cutting, if you don't like cutting, just multiply the numerator, multiply the denominator, and then, but are you getting it? You're going to have the same answer. So that is the solution to that question. The perimeter is 23 centimeter, while the area is 33 centimeter squared. Let's proceed to question number 10. The cost C of feeding some students in a class is partly constant and partly varies as the numbers of students. In the class for 8 students, the cost is $70, and for 10 students, the cost is $90. Find an expression for C in terms of N. That's the first question. And then we are asked to calculate the cost of feeding 12 students. This question is coming from a topic known as variation. And the type of variation here is partial variation. Partial variation is a kind of variation that exists between two or more variables where a variable is partly constant and partly varies. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? So let's interpret the question. Number 10A. The cost C of feeding some students in a class is partly constant. So C is partly constant. Are you getting it? Are you getting it? Then this C is also partly varies as the numbers of students. So C partly varies as the numbers of students N. Do you understand? Okay. Now, let me explain something. If I have 20,000 naira and I want to share it between two people. Are you getting it? I want to give the first person 15,000 naira. I want to give the second person 5,000 naira. Is that not it? Now, the total amount of money that I have will be equals to the sum of the amount that I shared, right? That is 20,000 naira will be equals to 15,000 naira plus 5,000 naira. Now, let's come back to the question. C varies directly as N. If I want to change this variation sign to an equals to sign, I'm going to introduce a proportionality constant, right? So let me call that proportionality constant A. I'm going to have C equals to AN. Are you getting it? So the first expression for C is this. The second expression for this for C. The first expression for C is this, and the second expression for C is this. If I want to write C as a single entity, I'm going to have C equals to A plus AN. Do you understand? Okay, so that's it. Now, from the question, we are given that the cost of, for 8 students, the cost is $70. When the numbers of students is 8, the cost C is what? $70. Now, when the numbers of students is 10, when S is 10, the cost is what? Is $90. We are asked to find an expression for C in terms of N. Before we can even find an expression for C in terms of N, we need to get the value of the constant that we have in the expression. Are you getting it? So let us replace the value of N and C into this equation. Are you getting it? You know that partial variation of always leads to simultaneous equation, So when N is 8 and C is 70, I'm going to have 70 is equals to K plus 8N. 8A. K plus 8A. That is the first equation. Equation 1. Do you know what I did? When C is 70, I have 70 here. I have K. Then I have 8. N is 8. So this A is attached to is attached to 8. Do you understand? That is the first equation. For the second one, I'm going to have 90 is equals to K plus. Now, N is now 10. So I'm going to have 10A. So call this one equation 2. Do you understand? Now, the next step is that we are going to solve the equation simultaneously. I'm going to use elimination method because we can easily subtract equation 2 from equation 1 to eliminate the value of k. So 70 minus 90, that will give me negative 20, right? Negative 20 equals to k minus k, that is 0. 8a minus 10a, that is what? Minus 2a. So to get the value of a, divide by what? Negative 2. So a is equals to 10. So to get the value of k, substitute the value of a into any of this equation. Let us make use of equation 1. Equation 1 is what? 70 plus, okay, 70 equals to k plus 8a. So when a is 10, I'm going to have 70 equals to k plus 8 multiplied by 10. So 70 equals to k plus 80. So k equals to 70 minus 80. So k equals to what? Minus 10. So the value of k is minus 10. Now, the first question says we should write an expression for k for c in terms of n. All you need to do now is that substitute the value of a as 10 into this equation and the value of k as negative 10 into this equation. Do you understand? I'm going to have c equals to a. K is negative 10. I'm going to have negative 10 plus a. A is now 10. So I'm going to have 10 multiplied by n. That is the first question. If you have this, you get your final answer. You get the full mark. Now, for the second question, we are asked to find the cost of feeding 12 students. So, do you know the meaning of that statement? The meaning of that statement is that when the numbers of students is 12, what will be the cost? How many dollars are we going to use to feed 12 students? And to do that, since n is 12, find the value of c when n is 12. Now, when n is 12, just substitute the value of n as 12 into this equation. Are you getting it? C equals to minus 10 plus 12n. Plus 10n plus 10n. So C equals to minus 10 plus 10 multiplied by n is 12. So I'm going to have 12 here. C equals to minus 10 plus 120. So C equals to minus 10 plus 120. That is what? 110. So the cost of feeding 12 students is $110. Okay, so that is the solution to that question. Okay, let's proceed to the next question. In the diagram, A, B, C, and D are points on a circle. Line AB, line BC, line AC, and line BD intersect as X. Angle BDC equals to 40 degrees. Find angle ACD and angle AXD. Okay, we are looking for angle ACD, this angle. We are looking for this angle, and we are also looking for this angle. Okay, please pay attention. I want you to pay attention now. This angle that you see here, let's start with angle ACD. Angle ACD is equals to angle BDC. The base angle, the reason for that is that the base angle of an isosceles triangle are equal. Do you understand? I'm going to explain. Just pay attention. Do you know that at this point, this point that you see here, this line that you see here, from this point to this point is a radius. You understand? And from this point also to this point is a radius. Are you getting it? Now, radius are equal in length. If I want to draw the diagram out, I'm going to have something like this. Radius are equals in length. I'm going to have something like this. Radius are equal in length. And if they are equals in length, that means that the base angles are equal. So if this is 40 degrees, this will also be what? 40 degrees. Do you understand it now? And you can also do it another way. Are you getting it? This angle that you see here, which is 40 degrees, is alternate to this angle. Are you getting it? And if this angle is 40 degrees, this will also be what? 40 degrees. And this angle that you see here is alternate to this angle. So this will also be what? 40 degrees. Do you understand it now? And you can also use angles in the same segment properties. Are you getting it? So this one is circle geometric question. So there are many ways to do that. So the angle ACD is equals to 40 degrees. Okay. Now the next question says we should calculate the value of angle AXD. Angle AXD. This angle, we want to look for this angle. Now from triangle XYZ, XDC. This triangle, listen, from this triangle XDC, this is 40 degree, right? 40 degree. This is also what? 40 degree. Now, what will be this angle? This angle that is here. This angle that is here will be what? 100 degree. Please pay attention. This is what I'm trying to say. Sum of angles in a triangle is 180 degree, you know. So therefore, angle BDC plus angle ACD plus angle CXD equals to 180 degree. 180. Sum of angles in a triangle. Angle BDC is 40 degree. 40 degree plus 40 degree plus angle CXD is equals to 180 degree. You understand? Okay. The value of this angle is what I want to calculate. Oh, I'm not looking for the value of x itself. Do you know angle AXD? AXD is this angle. Do you understand? And this angle that you see here is opposite to this angle. You understand? Like vertically opposite angle are equal. Are you getting it? So if I know the value of this angle is equals to this angle. Vertically opposite angle are equal. So if I want to get this angle, I can get this angle first, then use angles on a straight line. You understand? Just follow me carefully. This is what? CXD is equals to 180 degree minus what? 80 degree. CXD is equals to 100 degrees. So this angle here is what? 100. The angle that is here is 100. So if this angle is 100 degree, if I want to get this angle, what am I going to do? I'm going to subtract 100 degree from 180. You understand? Sum of angles on a straight line. For example, this is AC, you know, and this is it. I have 100 here. If this is 100 degree, this is what? 180 degree minus 100 degree. So this is what? 80 degree. So this angle is what? 80 degree. The angle here is 80. Do you understand? So angle AXD is equals to 80 degree. Vertically opposite angle are equal. Are you getting it? X is 80 degree. You can see that it's simple. So angle AXD is what? 80 degree. Are you getting it? So now listen. Looking at this diagram, okay, you can have many approaches to solve your question. Just make sure that it follows the theorem. You understand? The plane geometry theorem and circle geometry theorem. You understand? You can have many approaches to solve the question. So the solution to the question is angle ACD is 40 degree, while angle AXD is what? 80 degree. Let me put degree. So that is the solution to that question. Given that P equals to the determinant of this matrix and Q equals to the determinant of this matrix, we are asked to find PQ plus 2Q. Okay, how can we evaluate PQ plus 2Q? The first step is that since we know that P equals to 2, 4, negative 9, 1, the meaning of this sign is determinant. So let us evaluate the determinants of this matrix. For this, I'm going to have 2 times 1 minus 4 times negative 9. If you want to learn more on determinants, you can check the link in the description of this class. Okay, there is a link in the description of this video. Check it. You're going to see series of classes I've already done on matrices. Okay, now 2 times 1 is 2 minus 4 times negative 9. That is negative 36. So I'm going to have minus 36. Okay, so 2 plus 36. That is what? 38. Okay, so for the Q also, we are going to do the same. Q is equals to 1, negative 1, 1, negative 1, 3, and negative 2. Okay? Take the determinant. I'm going to have 1 times negative 2 minus 3 times negative 1. Okay? 1 times negative 2 is what? Negative 2. And 3 times negative 1 is what? Negative 3. So I'm going to have negative 3. Okay? Negative 2 minus minus 3. That is what? Minus 2 plus 3. Minus 2 plus 3 will give me 1. So the determinant of this is 1. So Q equals to 1 and P equals to 38. So we can easily evaluate the value of PQ plus 2Q. PQ plus 2Q will now be equals to P is 38. So I'm going to have 38 times Q is 1. So I'm going to have times 1 plus 2 multiplied by 1. 38 times 1 is what? 38. 38 plus 2 times 1 is 2. So I'm going to have 38 plus 2 is 40. So the value of PQ plus 2Q is 40. Do you understand? Okay, let's proceed to the next question. A bag contains 8 red balls and some white balls, all of the same size. If the probability of drawing at random a white ball from the bag is half the probability of drawing a red ball, find the numbers of white balls in the bag. Okay, look at that question. That question is coming from a topic known as probability. Okay, a bag contains 8 red balls. So the numbers of red balls is what? 8. Okay, and some white balls. We don't know the numbers of white balls. Do you understand? So let us represent the numbers of white balls as x. So the numbers of white ball, let it be x. Okay, so from the question, we are given that the probability of drawing at random a white ball from the bag is half the probability of drawing a red ball from the bag. Now listen, the probability of drawing a white ball, okay, let's represent W as white. Probability of drawing a white ball from the bag equals to half is what? 1 over 2. 1 over 2 of the probability of drawing a red ball from the bag. So we are asked to calculate the numbers of white ball. So we are looking for the numbers of white ball. So we are looking for x. Since we've already represented the numbers of white ball as x, we are looking for the value of x. Do you know? Now listen. Let us first determine the expression for the probability of white ball and the expression for the probability of red ball. Now, the total numbers of ball, listen, total numbers of ball that is present in the basket will be the sum of the numbers of red ball and the numbers of white ball. Do you know? So I'm going to have 8 plus x. That's the total numbers of ball that is present in the basket. Now, the probability of red ball will be equals to the numbers of red ball all over the total numbers of ball. Are you getting it? So the numbers of red ball is what? 8. So I'm going to have 8 all over the total numbers of ball is what? 8 plus x. Do you understand? Okay. The probability of white ball, please pay attention. The probability of white ball will be equals to the numbers of white ball that is present inside the basket all over the total numbers of ball. Okay. Numbers of white ball that is present is what? We've already represented it as x. So I'm going to have x all over total numbers of ball is what? 8 plus x. Okay. Now from this equation, the probability of white ball is half of the probability of red ball. So the probability of white ball. Don't forget that. Please pay attention. The solution to this question lies in this statement. You understand? This statement is the probability of white ball equals to half of the probability of red ball. And we have already written an expression for the probability of white ball. So the expression for the probability of white ball is what? X over 8 plus x. So I'm going to have x all over 8 plus x is equals to 1 over 2 of the probability of red ball. The expression for probability of red ball is what? 8 over 8 plus x. So I'm going to have equals to 1 over 2 multiplied by 8 over 8 plus x. Do you understand? Okay, having gotten to this point, please pay attention. Having gotten to this point, 2 year 1, 2 year 4. So I'm going to have x all over 8 plus x is equals to 4 all over 8 plus x. If you compare both sides of the equation, the value of x is equals to 4. Hello, do you understand? Like if you compare both sides of the equation, x over 8 plus x is equals to 4 over 8 plus x. The denominator are the same. That means that the numerator are the same. Do you understand? So x equals to 4. Now, so therefore, the numbers of white ball that is present inside the basket is 4. Do you understand? Okay, so that is the solution to that question. Let's proceed to the next question. The 8th term of an arithmetic progression is 46, and the sum of the first 8 terms is 200. Find the first term and the sum of the first 12 times. Okay, we are given that the eighth term of an arithmetic progression is 46. So the eighth term equals to 46, and the sum of the first eight term. So the sum of the first eight term is 200. We are looking for the first term, and we are also asked to find the sum of the 12th term. Now, please listen to me. Arithmetic progression is a sequence that differs by a constant common difference, and the nth term of an arithmetic progression is given by this formula: Tn is equals to a plus n minus 1 multiplied by d, and the sum of the nth term is what? Sn equals to n over 2 multiplied by 2a plus n minus 1 multiplied by d. Okay, so with respect to this formula, we can easily find what we are asked to calculate. Okay, in this formula, a is the first term. You understand? A is the first term. A is the first term, and the first term. You understand? And d is the common difference. You understand? The difference that is common to all the terms in the sequence is called the common difference. You understand? Okay, a is the first term and d is the common difference. Now, we cannot calculate the sum of the 12th term. We cannot calculate the sum of the 12th term without knowing the value of a, which is the first term, and the common difference. So the first step is that we have to set up an equation with respect to the information that we are given in the question. Do you understand? Okay, the nth term, from the nth term of an arithmetic progression, Tn is equals to a plus n minus 1 multiplied by d. So when n is 8, you understand, T8 will be equals to a plus 8 minus 1 multiplied by d. Now, don't forget that T8 has been given as 46. Do you understand? The 8th term has been given as 46. So I'm going to have 46 equals to a plus 8 minus 1 is 7d. 8 minus 1 is 7. So I'm going to have 7 multiplied by d. That was 7d. So 46 equals to a plus 7d. A plus 7d equals to 46. Call this one equation 1. Do you understand? Okay, we are done with that. Don't forget, another parameters and information that were given in the question is what? The sum of the first 8th term, which is 200. Now, Sn, sum of the nth term is this. So when n is 8, S8 will be equals to 8 over 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by a plus 8 minus 1 multiplied by d. Do you understand? Okay, S8 has been given as 200. So I'm going to have 200 is equals to 4 multiplied by 2a plus, now 8 minus 1 is what? 7. So I'm going to have 2a plus 7d. Do you get it? So from this point, we can divide both sides by 4. Do you understand? So this over 4, this over 4. I'm going to have 50 equals to 2a plus 7d. Because this, you cancel this. Do you understand? So for this, I'm going to have 2a plus 7d equals to 50. Call this one equation 2. Do you understand? So this is equation 1 and this is equation 2. Now combine equation 1 and equation 2. Combine equation 1 and 2. Equation 1 is what? A plus 7d. A plus 7d equals to what? 46. And equation 2 is what? 2a plus 7d equals to what? 50. Okay, equation 1, equation 2. Let us solve this equation simultaneously. We can easily use elimination method to solve this equation. All you have to do is that subtract equation 2 from equation 1 to eliminate d. So I'm going to have this a minus 2a. That will give me, I'm coming, a minus 2a, that is what? Minus a. 7d minus 7d, that is what? 0. Okay, so d has been eliminated. Okay, 46 minus 50, that is what? Minus 4. So I'm going to have minus 4 here. Divide both by minus 1. This is what? Minus 1. A equals to 4. Okay, having gotten the value of a as 4, we can easily calculate the value of d. To get the value of d, substitute the value of a into any of the equation, either equation 1 or equation 2. Okay, so for this, I'm going to have from equation 1, let's get the value of d from equation 1. Equation 1 is a plus 7d equals to 46d. So when a is 4, I'm going to have 4 equals to 4 plus 7d equals to what? 46, right? So 7d equals to what? 46 minus 4. Okay. So, sorry, this is d. Okay. 7d equals to 46 minus 4. So 7d equals to 46 minus 4 will give me 42. We have 42 here. this over 7, and this over 7. 42 divided by, 42 divided by 7, that is what? That will give me 6. So D will be equals to 6. Now, having gotten the value of A as 4 and D as 6, we can now proceed to calculate the value of the, the first term now is 4. Don't forget that I told you that A is first term, you understand? So the first term is 4. Now, to get the value of the sum of the 12th term, S12 is what? 12. Using the n term formula, you understand? The sum of the n term formula of an arithmetic progression is this. So when n is 12, I'm going to have S12, n is now 12, S12 is equals to 12 over 2. 12 over 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by A. A is now 4, you understand? So I'm going to have 4 plus 12 minus 1 multiplied by D. D is what? 6. So I'm going to have multiplied by 6. Do you get it? So the 12th term is equals to, sum of the 12th term is equals to 6 multiplied by 2 times 4 is 8 plus 12 minus 1, 11. 11 times 6 is what? 66. So the sum of the 12th term is equals to 6 times 8 plus 66. That is 74, okay? So 6 times 74, that is 444. So the sum of the 12th term is 444. Do you understand? So that is the solution to that question. If you have any question or you want to learn more on progression, sequence and series, arithmetic progression and geometric progression, there is a link in the description of this class. Kindly click on that link. You understand, okay? So that is the solution to that question. Let us proceed to the next question. The point X 70 degrees south, 60 degrees east, and Y 7 degrees south, 60 degrees east lie on the surface of the earth. The first question says we should illustrate the information in the diagram. Then the second question says we should find the distance between X and Y along the meridian. Okay, please, I want you to pay attention. This question is coming from a topic known as longitude and latitude. You understand? Longitude and latitude. So let us start with the illustration of the question. The first step is that you have to draw a circle here. Draw a circle. So this is a circle, or let's say this is the earth. Are you getting it? Now, the longitude is a line that comes from the North Pole to the South Pole. You understand? And latitude comes from the west to the east. Are you getting it? So let us first locate the point. The point X. This is X. X is 70 degrees south, 70 degrees south, and 60 degrees east. You understand? And Y is 7 degrees south and 60 degrees east. So with respect to this point, let us locate it on this. This is north, this is south, this is west, this is east. Let us start with X. X is 70 degrees. 70 degrees south will be somewhat around here, you understand? It will be somewhat around here, Y, we have 70 degrees south, 60 degrees east. So east will be somewhat around here. Comes from this. Okay, this is the point. Now for Y, we have 7 degrees south. 7 degrees south. 7 degrees south will be around here, Be around here. 70 degrees south. And then for the second point, we have 60 degrees east. This is 60 degrees east. 60 degrees east. 7 degrees south. And then this is 70 degrees south. 70 degrees south. Okay. So what are we asked to calculate? Let me rule a line like the meridian. This is the diagram. Do you understand? So this is the diagram that you are required to, if you can bring this out in your exam, they're going to mark it for you. Okay, for the second question, we are asked to calculate the distance between X and Y along the meridian. The distance between X and Y along the meridian. Now, to calculate the distance between X and Y, you are going to use, let me bring out, please pay attention. I will bring out the diagram. This is X. This is X and this is Y, So this is X, this is Y. This point is what? 60 degree. Do you understand? So if you want to get the distance between this point and this point, if you look at this diagram, this is the sector, you understand? And if you want to calculate the length of an arc, this place that you see here, that is, this and this is an arc, you understand? The distance between x and y is an arc. So if you want to calculate the length of an arc, you are going to use this formula, theta all over 360 multiplied by 2 pi r. Theta is the angle that the arc subtends. So you're going to have 60 all over 360 multiplied by 2 times 22 over 7 multiplied by r. Now, the radius now is the radius of the earth, and the radius has been given in the question as 6,400, you know. The radius has been given in the question as 6,400. So, do you understand? Okay. If you punch your calculator, you're going to have 7,040 kilometer now. That will be the distance between x and y. Do you understand? So, that is the solution to that question. You see, if you want to learn more on longitude and latitude, you can check the link in the description of this video, okay? And all the topics that we've done that contains in the theoretical aspect of 2025 mathematics solution, I've done series of questions on them. Just check the link in the description of this video. You're going to see each topic separated. You understand? Just click on that link to watch all the class. Before you are done, you will have a comprehensive understanding on each topic. You understand? Okay? So that is the solution to that question. Let's proceed to the next question. The following are the marks scored by 20 students in a test. Prepare a frequency table for the distribution using class intervals 10 to 12, 13 to 15, 16 to 18, and so on. Then the second question, calculate the variance of the distribution. Then the third question, if the pass mark for the test was 16, find the probability that a student selected at random from the class failed. Okay, let's start with the first question. We are asked to prepare a frequency distribution table using a class interval of 10 to 12. These are the class interval. 10 to 12, 13 to 15, 16 to 18, and so on. You understand? They want us to use this class interval. Okay, please pay attention. Frequency distribution tables is a table that is showing the relationship between all the samples that you have and their frequency. Do you understand? So on the frequency distribution table, what is expected to be there is the samples, the class interval, also the class interval, the tally, and the frequency itself. You understand? So I'm going to have, first is the class interval. The class, please pay attention, the class interval. Class interval. Are you getting it? Then after the class interval, then we are going to have the frequency. Frequency, okay, let's use F, you understand? Let's make use of F, the frequency. Then after the frequency, we are going to have the tally. The tally. Do you understand? Okay. Now, the first class interval that we are given is what? 10 to 12. 10 to 12. Okay. The second is 13 to 15. The third is 16 to 18. Now, listen to me carefully. The class interval depends on the samples that you have. You understand? What is the maximum sample? Like the highest number that is present in the data. The highest number that is present in the data will tells you where you're going to stop at the class interval. You understand? Here, we're not going to stop at 18 because we still have some number that are greater than 18. We have 22 greater than 18. We have 25. We have 25. 25 is greater than 18. You understand? So the highest number here is 27. So we're going to stop at 27. Now, for you to get the next class interval, take the difference between 18 and 16. What is the difference? That is what? 2. So the next class interval will be what? 19 plus 2. That is what? 19. 19 plus 2 is what? 21, right? So I'm going to have 19 to 21. The next one will be, the last year is 21. So the next one will be 22. 22 plus 2, that is what? 24. So 22 to 24. Hello, I hope you are getting what I'm doing. If you didn't get it, I'm going to explain. Just pay attention. 22 to 24. The next one, now the last one here is what? The last class interval here is what? 22 to 24. So we're going to start from 25. 25 plus 2 will be 27. So 25 to 27 will be the next. Now, you know that we are given three samples of class interval, which are what? 10 to 12, 13 to 15, 16 to 18. Do you understand? Now, we are not going to stop at 18. We are not going to stop at 16 to 18. The reason is because there are still some numbers in our data that are greater than 18. For example, you can see 24 is even greater than 18. 27 is the highest number. So it is until we get to the highest number that is present inside our data that we're going to stop. Are you getting it? Now, they gave us 16 to 18 as the last class interval. To get the next class interval, take the difference between 18 and 16. That is what? 2. Are you getting it? 2 is the difference between each class interval. For example, 12 minus 10 is 2, 15 minus 13 is 2, 18 minus 16 is 2. You understand? So 2 is the difference between each class interval. Now, because 18 is the last number that is here, you are not going to start with 18 again. That's when you start with 19. So 19 plus 2 will tell you the number that is going to end in this place. Okay? 19 plus 2 is what? 21. So you're going to have 21 here. Now, because you have 21 here, you're not going to start with 21 again. You're going to start with 22. So 22 plus 2 is what? 24. 24 is going to be here. Are you getting it? Now, because you have 24 here, you're not going to start with 24 in this place. You're going to start with 25. 25 plus 2 is what? 27. Are you getting it? Assuming that we still have some number that are greater than 27, you are going to proceed. The next one will be what? 28 to 30. Do you understand? But there is no number that is 28 here, and we don't have 28. We don't have that range of numbers in the data that we are given, so we're going to stop at 27. Do you understand? Okay. The frequency is the numbers that falls within the range of each class interval. You understand? The frequency is the numbers or the range of numbers that falls within class interval. For example, the first class interval is what? 10 to 12. Let me even rule it. The first class interval is 10 to 12. So now let's count the number that lies within the range of this class interval. Okay, you have to count the number that lies within the range of this class interval. We have 11. 11 is part. Are you getting it? And we have 11 again. So 11 is part. So the numbers that falls within 10 to 12 is what? 2. Do you understand? This is the first and this is the second. Are you getting it? So now, what are the range of number that falls within 13 to 15? Are you getting it? That will be the frequency that is going to be here. So let us check. We have 13 to 15. This is 15, 1, 15, 1, 15, 15, 2, 3, 4, 5. You understand? So the range of number that falls within 13 to 15 is what? 5. So we are going to have 5 here. Do you get it? For the 16 to 18, you are still going to check the range of numbers that falls within 16 to 18. Those one will be what? 3. If you check, you are going to have 3. The first is 17, 1, 2, then we have 3. You understand? So this one, they are 3. Now, what are the numbers that falls within 19 to 21? If you check, you are going to have 2. 19 to 21 is 2. For example, 21, 20 is part, because 20 is in between 19 and 21. 19, 20, 21. Those are the numbers that you are looking for here. So 20 is part 1, then 19 is also part 2. So those are the numbers. For the next one, we have 22 to 24. The number that falls within this range is 6. And for the next one, I'm coming, sorry. Let me change the marker. Okay. And for the last one, 25 to 37, the range of number that falls within that range is 2. So this is 2. Now, let's put the tally. Here will be 1, 2. Here will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. Because we have 6 here, you understand? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And here will be what? 1, 2. So this is the required frequency distribution table that you are asked to construct. Do you understand? Okay. Now, having constructed the frequency distribution table, we are asked to calculate the variance of the distribution. Variance is given by this formula. Variance is equal to summation fx squared all over summation f minus summation fx all over summation f. If you want to calculate the variance of this distribution, you can make use of this formula, and you can also use this summation f d squared all over summation f. You can make use of any of this formula, you understand? But I'm going to make use of the first formula, which is this. So this formula will tell me what I'm going to have in the table. So we are going to prepare another table. Are you getting it? So the table is going to have the class interval, then we're going to have the frequency, we're going to have x. Are you getting it? We're going to have x squared. Are you getting it? We're going to have fx squared on the table. Do you know what I have here? What I have on this table is it depends on the formula that I'm going to use. You understand? The table that I have is determined by the formula that I want to use. You understand? If you want to make use of this formula, you have to first calculate the deviation. Are you getting it? You first have to calculate the deviation. So I'm not making use of this formula. I want to make use of this. And if you look at this formula, I need x squared, I need fx squared, I need x, I need frequency. You understand? So that is it. Now let's put the class interval. The class interval is 10 to 12, 10 to 12, 10 to 12. We have 13 to 15, then 16 to 18. We have 19 to 21. We have 22 to 24. Then we have 25 to 27. Do you understand? And the frequency for each of them is 2, 5, 3, 2, 6, and 2. Are you getting it? Now, to get the value of x, x is the midpoint of each class interval. Do you understand? X is the midpoint of each class interval. That is, you see, this class interval consists of the upper class interval and the lower class interval. Are you getting it? So you have to sum the upper class interval. Please pay attention. X is equals to the midpoint. Midpoint. So if you want to get the value of x, the value of x for these cells will be 10 plus 12 all over 2. You understand? 10 plus 12 is what? 22. Are you getting it? 22 divided by 2 is 11. So the value of x here is 11. Do you understand? Okay. For the next one, 13 plus 15, that is what? 28. 28 divided by 2 is 14. So here we what? 14. 16 plus 18, that is 34. You know, 34 divided by 2, that is 17, right? I'm going to have 17 here. For the next one, you're going to have 20, 23. Then the next one, you're going to have 26. I hope you understand how I got the three values. Just sum this and this together. 19 plus 21, that is 20. 20 divided by 2, that is 20. 19 plus 21, that is 40. 40 divided by 2, that is what? 20. 22 plus 24, that is 46. 46 divided by 2, that is 23. 25 plus 27, that is 52. 52 divided by 2, that is 26. Do you understand? So, having gotten the value of x, let us take the value of x squared. For the value of this, I'm going to have 11 squared. 11 squared is 121. 121. Then here, I'm going to have 14 squared. 14 squared is 196. Then 17 squared. 17 squared is 289. 289. Then here, I'm going to have 20 squared. That is what? 400. Then 529. Then 676. Okay. So, having done that, please pay attention. Fx squared. Fx squared simply means the product of each f and x squared. Do you understand? So, if I want to calculate the value of these cells now, I'm going to have 2 times 121. That is 242. 242. Yeah. Then the next one will be 5 times 196. That is what? 980. Okay. Out of 3 times 289, that is 867. 867. Then the next one will be 2 times 400. That is what? 800. 800. For the next one, I'm going to have 6 times 529. That is 3,174. 3,174. 3,174. Okay. For the next one, 2 times 676. That is 1,352. Okay. So, with respect to what we have on this table, Let's check the formula if we still need some parameters. Okay, we still need fx alone, fx. You know, the formula will tell you what we're going to have on the table. Are you getting it? So we still need fx because we have summation fx here. So let us take the product of frequency and the x that we have. So for this, 2 times 11, that is what? 22. 5 times 14, that is 70, right? 5 times 70, 5 times 14 is 70. Then here, 3 times 17, that is 51. 51, here is 40. Here, that is 138. Then 52. Okay. So, with respect to what we have on this table, we can proceed to calculate the variance. You understand? So, now let us take the summation of fx. The summation of all these values, that is 22, 70, 51, 40, 138, and 52, that is 373. 373. And also, we still need the summation of fx squared. The summation of all these values is 7,114. Okay. Then we have fx squared. Then the summation f. Summation of f is 20. Are you getting it? Because if you have all these together, you're going to have 20. Okay. So the variance is equals to summation fx squared. Summation fx squared is what? 7,414. 7,414 all over summation f. Summation f is what? 20 minus summation fx. Summation fx is what? 373. I'm going to have 373 all over 20. This is squared. Okay. So the variance here is equals to 7,414 divided by 20. That is 370.75. 370.75 minus 373 divided by 20. That is 18.65. 18.65. Okay. 18.65. Now, don't forget the square. So we still need to square this. So the variance here is 370.5 minus 18.65 squared. That is 347.8285. 347, I'm coming. 347.8285. Do you understand? So the variance here is, subtract this from this, you're going to have 22.9275. 22.9275. So V equals to 20, approximately equals to 23. Do you understand? So the variance of the distribution is 23. For the next question, if the pass mark for the test was 16, find the probability that a student selected at random from the class failed. Okay, the pass mark, that is the third question. This one is the second question. The frequency distribution is the first question. You understand? And this is the third. Now, the pass mark is 16. Now, the probability that a student failed if the pass mark is 16 is this: numbers of students that scored below 16 all over the total numbers of students. Are you getting it? That is the probability. Numbers of students that score below 16. Do you know the meaning of this statement? What is the probability that a student failed if the pass mark is 16? Now, you know that this is 16 to 18. The numbers of students that score below 16 is what? 5 plus 2. You understand? So I'm going to have 5 plus 2 all over. The total numbers of students is what? 20. So I'm going to have all over 20. So the pass mark is what? The probability is 7 all over 20. That is the final answer. Do you understand? Okay, so with respect to what we have here, we are done with the section B of Waec 2025 mathematics solution. Now listen to me carefully. If you want to watch the complete class, you can check the link in the description of this video. Are you getting it? The complete Waec 2025 mathematics solution, both objective theory. If you want to watch the complete class, you can click on the link in the description of this video. And if you want to watch other subjects such as physics, chemistry, you will also find the link in the description of this video. Okay, so that is all for this class. See you in the next class.